welcome to So You Think You're Iconic, the movie podcast where we
Yay!
skip right into Christmas.
Oh yeah, it's
Even
Christmas time already.
even though when you're listening to this, it actually is Christmas
Yeah.
time.
But current time, it's not even
It's
Thanksgiving.
not even Thanksgiving yet. But I'm wearing my Santa onesie, my Christmas
Yeah,
Santa onesie with the Mickey ears.
so cute.
I bought my sister one.
Oh, did you?
It's like a Minnie Mouse one.
Oh, that's so cute.
And I have a mask that matches
Oh
this.
yeah, it does.
I love it. Pictures will be up.
It
So, how was your week?
was pretty good. I went to San Francisco this week.
Ooh, fun. It was empty, wasn't it?
It was so empty. I went in for an eye appointment. Um, Turns out I'm really blind.
Same.
Would love to see it. Um, like I used to go to him when I was really little, and so I went back to see him because he's like a really good doctor, and like the doctor I'm going to, she like gives me my prescription and like it's all right. And so I go to him and he like literally breaks it all down, and I'm just like, wow, guess who's super blind?
Me.
Right. I can't wait to get new glasses.
Like, literally, my glasses are so thick.
I know in the glasses I'm wearing right now, they're 2 years old. So everything is just slightly blurry.
That's bad.
Yeah.
So, for me, multiple things happened this week. Let me start off with my rant. I saw a commercial for Norwegian Cruise Line. What is happening?
Oh, yeah.
What ground beef for brains executive at Norwegian Cruise Line thought it was a good idea to have a commercial saying, buy a ticket now? We're in the middle of a pandemic.
Right. Even if they are starting to sell for 2021, we're still probably not going to be out of this.
No, absolutely not. And did you hear that there was like a test cruise and like people on the test cruise caught COVID?
Y'all, who thought that was a good idea? We can't even have Thanksgiving. What
I
makes you think a cruise is going to work?
Oh, you think we can't have Thanksgiving? Did you not see the Snapchat I sent you this morning?
I did not. I didn't have time. I woke up late.
Apparently, millions of people have already started to fly to their loved ones' houses and kill them.
Are you serious?
Oh, and
Oh my
I'm
god.
seriously considering not going to my family's Thanksgiving this year because my cousin is trying to come from Georgia,
Oh
Atlanta, Georgia. I'm like, I don't need your,
no.
I don't, no, I don't need your COVID infested body in my
Right.
aunt and grandpa's house,
Mm-mm.
killing them.
Nope.
Absolutely not.
It's a hard pass. I know. Our Thanksgiving, we're literally having 10 people total, and we're just gonna vibe. That's it.
I mean, our Thanksgiving is usually small, but like she's flying across like
Yeah.
7 states,
No, we don't want your
and
Georgia germs.
she wasn't really the. I almost said the cleanest. That's funny. She she wasn't the most compliant with the rules anyway. She was
Mm.
flying off to Mexico, and
Oh.
her mask is barely covering her nose. Ugh.
Blech.
I'm
Gross.
tired. So pray for me because I may or may not go to my family's Thanksgiving this year. I'm seriously contemplating not going.
I mean, Thanksgiving is overrated this year anyway. You're
Right? What do I
already
have to be
wearing your
thankful
Christmas
for?
onesie. I'll be thankful when I'm out of this year.
Well, I'm not even halfway done with my list. Oh, and also, Drake Bell is a Mexican pop star now.
What?
You didn't see? Oh, you don't have a Twitter.
I don't have Twitter.
Oh, you need to get a Twitter. So apparently Drake Bell changed his name to Drake Campana, and
Like
like,
legally?
yes, and like lives in Mexico and is like a Mexican pop star because he's really famous there.
I wow.
This man is white.
I know.
Mm,
I don't wow. Okay.
yeah.
Go off, Drake
If
Bell.
they're okay with it, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
But
It's a little odd, but okay.
and on a happier note, I finished my Christmas shopping.
Bro, I am so impressed with you. Like getting done with your Christmas shopping already.
I do need to go buy more wrapping paper though,
Mhm.
because I'm not even halfway done wrapping stuff and I'm out of wrapping paper.
I love how you got your Christmas shopping done and your wrapping done. It's not even close to Christmas
Because
yet.
where am I going to keep all this shit?
I mean, true.
Like, it needs to be under the tree. There's no room. Like, my room, I wish you could see it. There's like trash everywhere and like Amazon bags full of presents everywhere. It's bad.
Yo, honestly, when it gets to Christmas and I hide my presents and like everyone else's presents. Like if it's not for me, they keep it in my closet because like no one's gonna look in there, but I have everyone's presents in my closet. And like whenever someone comes to get a gift, I'm like, you have to wait here. I'll go in my closet and get it.
I have a secret compartment underneath my bed.
Do you?
Yeah. And I also have my closet that no one goes in, not even me. So yeah, I'm good. But I should hopefully go get some more wrapping paper and be done by Thanksgiving.
Insane. An icon, really.
I know, I'm iconic. So are you ready to talk about this movie?
Yes, I am.
Today we are discussing 2007's ABC Family original, so real throwback.
Real throwback.
Snowglobe.
Honestly, when I was watching this on Hulu and like the ABC Family thing popped up at the beginning, I'm just like, oh,
Right? Tears.
gosh.
Tears.
I was like, I was so nostalgic. I just like paused and looked at it for a second. I'm like,
They were in their bag when they were ABC Family.
Honestly, though,
Freeform is not living up to the hype.
it really isn't. ABC Family was it.
I blame Freeform for the downfall of Pretty Little Liars.
Oof.
It got so bad after they changed it to Freeform. Coincidence?
I mean,
I think not. So, this movie begins in New York City with our protagonist, Angela, played by Christina Milian, working in was it her family's deli?
Yeah, her family's deli.
Okay. Damn, her family has businesses on top of businesses. Okay.
I know. I think like it's her mom's because like her mom is always in there and her dad can't cook. So I think her mom runs the deli.
The deli, and then the dad badly runs the apartment building.
Yeah.
Okay. And so Angela's being hit on by this dude. And she's like really into it until her friend comes over to try to be her wing woman. And all of a sudden she doesn't care about him anymore. And then on her way home, she and Claire are still talking about this guy seemingly hours later.
I know, like she sees this man at the beginning of her workday. Probably it looks like morning.
Yeah.
And then it's the end of the day and they're still talking about it.
It's the dead of night and they're still talking about this man.
Also, Claire, if she's willing to jump on any nice looking man, very, very low bar.
Mm-hmm.
Very low bar. If they're nice to her and they look nice.
I mean, she has a very low bar moment like towards the end of the movie, but we'll get to that. And so Angela starts telling Claire about how she wants the perfect Christmas with the perfect guy and how she thinks she was born into the wrong family, which, by the way, she most definitely was, because
yes.
they tried to pass off Christina Milian as an Italian woman and it was not working.
Yeah. Like everyone else in that family worked, but her.
Yeah, and then they threw in like a black guy so they could be like, this is why she's darker than everyone else.
Right, here's the dad.
But it's like the sister's not the same color.
Mm-mm.
Plus her Italian accent just sounds like a Hispanic accent with
it
like... It
really does.
It's bad. And then so when she gets to her building, a mail carrier meets her at the gate and hands her a package. He's like, is there an Angela here? And she's like, I'm Angela.
It's like when you're watching like those Christmas Hallmark movies where you just know that person is connected to whatever Christmas magic is going on. That is him.
And then so when she gets inside of her lobby, there's a guy who's trying to get the elevator to work. And he asks for her help. And she then goes into literally the worst description ever of why the elevator doesn't work.
Oh, yeah. It doesn't make sense at all.
She's like, the guy pushed the thing in too far and the doohickey isn't working and there's some random nonsense and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And then eventually she's just like, you can't use it on the ground floor. I'm like,
She
what?
literally could have just said that.
Literally could have just said that.
Like she could have just. She started out good by saying there was something wrong with the wires, and then she's like, and then he put a wrench in there, and I'm like, why
What?
is there a wrench in
Right.
there?
Why is there a wrench in the elevator? Whatever. And then so she walks him up to the first floor where it does work. And then she assumes that he's a pizza guy because he's holding a pizza. And then she finds out that they're both going to the same floor, the third floor.
Ooh.
When they get there, she finds out that this man named Eddie is her neighbor. And she gets upset with him for absolutely no reason.
Yeah.
She
He's a new single tenant, and she just gets angry.
she gets livid. And I'm like, girl, calm down. He
Right.
just because he talked to you doesn't mean he wants you. Calm
Right.
down.
He's just being nice. He just moved in. Give him a break.
And then so she goes into her apartment, and while she's enjoying her peace and quiet in her own house,
Yeah, in her own apartment, by the way.
her family bursts into her apartment because her entire family lives like right next to each other.
Yeah, they live like in this. I think her sister lives right next door,
Yeah, and then like her mother lives like a floor down.
downstairs. Yeah.
Well, either way, they all seemingly have a key to her apartment, or she doesn't lock her door,
I don't think she locked the door
which is dumb.
because
But
everyone just barges in.
you live in New York, and that front gate didn't seem to ever lock.
Oh, right. Like, I get that your family owns the building, but that does not mean you can leave your door unlocked.
Yeah, no.
There are other people in this building.
Eddie's in that building,
Like
and you don't
Eddie,
know him.
yes. He just moved in.
And from what you say later on, your family seemingly only lets single young men live in this
Right.
apartment building with you. So lock your doors.
Lock your door.
And so we then meet Angela's father, who is a black man. They try so hard to be
They
like,
really did.
this is why Angela is black, but it's still not working because she's obviously Latina.
Yeah.
And
They're
then
like similar skin tone. Let's put them in.
they're not even similar skin tones.
They're like it's darker than white, so they're obviously the same.
Oh, I'm gonna go on a rant on skin tones while we're here.
Okay.
So I spent all of yesterday watching Lifetime Christmas movies, and I was happy because they played like a black one, and there was like nothing but black people in it, and I was like, great. They threw in like one or two white people, and I was like, okay, I like this. Like I love flipping the switch, and then
Look
so
at you, token white boy.
and then so the you've seen the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, right?
Yes.
You know, like the little sister
Mm-hmm.
played by Tatiana Ali. So she
Yeah.
was the lead in this movie.
Oh,
So tell me why when they did, and you've seen her skin tone, correct?
really? Mm-hmm.
She is a dark-skinned woman. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. So tell me why when they did a flashback of her and her mother, not only was the child in the flashback wearing a weave and she was like 10,
No.
she was like 7 shades lighter than Tatiana Ali. She was lighter than my mother, and my mother is a light-skinned woman.
Oh no.
I was very confused. I was like, at first I didn't even realize it was her.
I thought it was just some random girl.
I thought it was like a cousin or
Oh my
something
God.
like that. But yeah. So bottom line, you can tell when a black film is not made by black people.
Right. Dude, what did they think? That no one would notice?
I guess not.
Mm.
Okay, back to the movie.
Yes.
So Angela is explaining to her family that she wants a traditional Christmas dinner, and her family refuses because they like their traditions of eating Christmas lasagna,
Christmas lasagna.
which actually doesn't sound that bad
It
every
doesn't
once in a
sound
while.
bad.
every once in
Right.
a while.
Also, can I just say, like, that eating scene with all of them, why are they chewing so loud?
Because they're Italians. I almost called you Sabrina. Kelly. Sorry,
Wow,
Sabrina.
I've never had that mixed up before.
I'm sorry, Sabrina.
That's amazing.
Yeah, they're Italian, so they're rude and they're loud and they kill people for a living. Like, don't you know that? Come on,
I
Kelly.
guess. I guess.
And then, so she also tells her mom that she wants her to stop letting in new tenants that are young, eligible bachelors
Mhm.
because she doesn't want to be set up. And I am the exact opposite of that. Someone please set me up.
If anybody knows anybody, hit
Let
us
me
up.
know. And so, after kicking her family out of her house,
Mhm.
Angela opens the package that she received from the mail carrier and finds a snow globe. She lays it on her nightstand and turns the key and is transported inside while she sleeps on her bed in her clothes
In her with her shoes on.
with her shoes on.
With her shoes on. I literally
Oh,
couldn't get over that.
it was very weird. I
I
was
was
like,
like, I understand you're tired, but girl, take your shoes off.
and then they tried to pass, and then they did the whole thing, or they tried to pass her off as half black, half Italian, whatever. But why didn't she? I hate when they do this in movies and TV shows where they don't have the black woman wrap up their hair before they go to bed.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, that's not a real, like,
It's not real.
they don't just jump into bed with their hair out. Like, no.
No, honey, it takes time and preparation.
Yes.
There are lots of things
You
involved.
need a silk scarf. Like, come on.
There's a routine.
Otherwise, your hair will look like you've been through a tornado. And so, when she wakes up, she's inside of the snow globe and meets Douglas, an unintelligent resident of the snow globe village.
He's a himbo.
He is so dumb. Like, everyone else in this world is pretty obtuse, but like he's like very,
Yeah,
very dumb.
yeah. Like he's the exception. Kind of everyone else can make sense, but Douglas, my
Yeah,
man.
yeah. Everyone else can like catch on pretty quickly, but
Yeah.
Douglas is like, "What are you talking about?" And
Nothing
so,
is being retained upstairs.
no, not at all. And so Douglas introduces the residents of the town to Angela, and they are shocked when they see her, probably because she's the only black person they've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
But they play it off as if as like they don't ever really get visitors.
Yeah, yeah.
But we all know what that means.
We all know what it is. Also, when she's meeting everyone and like Marie comes in, like you can already tell that she hates Angela.
Mm-hmm. Marie comes into the inn and she's introduced to Angela, and immediately she's like, "What are you doing next to my
Right?
man?"
She like gives her side eye and she's like, "Okay, Angela."
And then so while helping out in the kitchen, Angela notices that food pops up in the oven automatically every time you open it. But it's only two things.
Yeah, it's only two things.
It's only goose, or what was it, sweet potatoes?
It was sweet potatoes.
Yeah, only those two things. That's all they eat in
That's
this
it.
village.
That's it. Balanced diet.
I mean, good protein, a good source of carbs, but like, where are the greens? Where's this at least a
Right.
salad? Like, come on,
Right.
people.
Come on. We know those sweet potatoes are covered in butter and brown sugar. Come on now, don't lie. You need a green.
Maybe some
Some
Brussels
broccoli.
sprouts?
There's some broccoli, Brussels sprouts,
Something.
asparagus. Come on.
And a green bean casserole, maybe even to sneak in
Ooh,
some.
white people love casseroles.
They love casseroles. And so while at the dinner table, Angela tells the story of Jesus' birth to the townspeople. But when they ask how it ends, she tells them it all worked out. Because that would have been an emotional roller coaster.
Yes, it would have. If they were like aghast that no one was willing to put them up in an inn, they would not be able to handle what happens next.
Or the reason why
Or the reason why.
they were looking for an end. Like, it would have been bad.
Right.
And then so Douglas leaves to finish his snow shoveling because that's his job. He shovels snow.
Mhm. Good job for him.
Good job
Not a
for
lot of
him.
brain work.
No, just be like, here, Douglas, you just shovel this back. That's all you got to do.
That's all you do.
Even though we're in a snow globe and it's constantly
Constantly
snowing.
snowing.
But they gave him busy work, so that's
Yes, they
great.
did.
And when Angela goes looking for him, she exits the snow globe and wakes on her bed, thinking the whole experience was a dream.
Mhm.
And so while at work that day, Angela tells Claire about her dream and how she really likes Douglas and how she felt the dream was very real. When she gets home, she runs into Eddie and is really rude to him again for no reason, when
Right.
all he did was offer to help her take her groceries up to her apartment.
Right. He just wants to be nice.
He is literally just trying to be neighborly, and
I
she
know.
is literally like leave me alone.
Hey, like I understand, but like you don't have to be harsh to him all the time.
And so when Angela walks into her apartment, she finds her sister and her mom in her apartment, and they're trying to force her to trade her apartment and pay the difference in rent.
Right. Like her sister's husband. He I don't he's not a good man at
He's
all.
shady,
He acts like a
lazy.
child.
He looked like a giant child. He
He
looked like a giant
did.
baby.
And then he's like, "Yeah, we're going to just move in and since I don't have a job right now, can you just cover the difference?"
Yeah, just cover the difference in the rent because
Like,
this apartment is bigger and we're having a baby.
right. First off, get a job.
Or get a job.
You're going to be a dad soon.
Second off, the baby doesn't hit the floor for at least 6 months. Like you have time to figure
Right,
something else
right,
out.
right. And you're going to be with your baby 24/7 anyway. It's not like you're just going to leave them in their own room for like a long time.
And so a fed up Angela just kicks them out, goes into her bed, falls asleep on her bed with her clothes on again
And her shoes,
and her shoes.
girl.
And this time, without even turning the key to the snow globe, she wakes up inside of the snow globe. So I don't understand how the snow
Yeah.
globe works.
Because like at the end, she has to turn
She
the
has to turn
key.
the key. Every other time she turns the
Turns the
key,
key.
but this time she does it and it still works somehow.
I don't know.
And so she gets there and she sees Douglas and Marie, and they invite Angela to go ice skating. And Marie gives Angela her ice skates and goes back to the bakery because Marie is a baker.
Yes, she is.
And so Angela uses this time to flirt with Douglas. And while she's inside, Eddie stops by her apartment to give her some pizza, but she doesn't answer the door, so he leaves.
Yeah. Also, I wonder what time it is.
Right?
If he's willing to come over and like offer her pizza.
It can't have been that late because she
It couldn't
literally
have been
went
that
to
late.
bed as soon as she got home, and the sun was seemingly still out.
Yeah. Hmm.
And then so back inside the snow globe, Douglas and Angela give each other Christmas gifts, and then Douglas goes off to plow snow again.
Also, she's super excited for these gloves.
Oh my god, so excited! She's like, "Oh
So
my
excited.
gosh, mittens!" I'm like,
Like I
"Girl,"
understand why Douglas is excited about some earmuffs. It's Douglas.
even though he was whatever.
Whatever. But her getting excited over a pair of gloves. You need some more excitement in your life, Angela.
If I went to this village, I would be so bored.
Me too.
I was like, "This is all you guys have to do."
Right. Like even the where the shops are doesn't even look that long. Like it take you like 30 seconds to walk by all of it.
I think it's like one shop, the bakery, and then the inn, and then like
Mm-hmm.
two other buildings that we never go into.
Right. It's a gift shop, the inn, the bakery, and like two others.
And somehow these people are content. But okay.
Okay.
And then so when she wakes up, she's still wearing the mittens that Douglas gave her.
Mm-hmm.
And so she knows this place is real now.
Yep.
And then we go into a montage of Angela going back into the snow globe multiple times to hang out
Mm-hmm.
with Douglas and his family.
Is
And
that
then
his
there's,
family?
I guess,
Or is it like just like other townspeople?
well, the woman Joy who runs the inn seems like his mother.
I don't know.
Who knows?
Anyway.
And so, and then there's like a juxtaposition of her terrible Christmas experiences with her own family, and then
Mm-hmm.
her Christmas experiences with the village people.
Also, like during this whole montage, you see her like missing work or being late
Hmm.
to work, and like, does time move differently over there? How can she spend hours in there and like not know?
Who knows?
Also, how can she spend hours in there? There's like
Nothing to
three things you
do,
can
like we
do.
just said.
Like I get there's Douglas in there, but can you have hours worth of conversation with Douglas in a
Oh,
snow
absolutely
globe?
not. It's like talking to a puppy.
It really is.
And then, so yeah, she's constantly late to work.
Mm-hmm.
She's missing family dinners,
Yep.
which, by the way, when is she eating? Because she
Oh
seemingly goes
yeah.
to work and then goes home immediately and goes inside of the snow globe.
Maybe she eats while she's in the snow globe.
Does that like
Does
work?
that count? I
Is that
mean, but if she's able to bring back the mittens, then I
okay?
don't see why the food wouldn't be real.
Okay, that's fine. I'll let that slide. And then also during this time, Eddie is hardcore trying to see Angela, but she's
Yeah.
never leaving her apartment. And then so one day Angela asks Douglas to be her boyfriend. And Douglas probably barely understanding what she's even saying says yes.
Oh
And
yeah,
this
and like she brings up Marie because he's like, I like I have a girlfriend. It's Marie, or it's like something like that, and it's like, oh no, honey,
it's all around that.
it's
And
all
then
bad.
and then like right when like they like become boyfriend and girlfriend, you see Marie off in the corner and she's like so sad.
She's so sad.
And then that day, Angela wakes up and realizes that she missed her sister's baby shower, and her mom wants
Terrible.
to know why she's acting so weird,
Mm-hmm.
which valid.
Very valid.
Like no one has seen you. You're constantly late for work. What's happening?
Right, and no one sees you leave your apartment.
Yeah, you're
Like
always just
you can't even say that you're like out doing something because your family will probably barge in anyway, and you're just asleep on your bed.
they never check her room though.
Oh yeah, they do. They never check a room.
Like that's like a running joke.
It is.
Like they never check her room.
Or they do check and they're like,
No one's in here.
no one's in here. I feel like they just open the door, like look in really quick and shut the door.
And then after she gets yelled at by her mom, she walks upstairs and she runs into Eddie and they flirt in the hallway. And at this point in the movie, Eddie is seemingly in love with this woman and they've only spoken like 3 times.
Right. And all those 3 times were her basically just pushing him away and being really mean.
Yeah. But if that's his kink, that's all for him.
We do not shame here.
We do not shame as long as you're not hurting other people.
Right.
And so one day inside the snow globe, Angela tries to explain her family troubles to Douglas. I literally started screaming. This was so funny. But like a dog, he lacks any social awareness. And so anytime she says anything, he's like, "Oh, you mean like a Christmas tree?" And I'm like, dude.
Because they're at a Christmas tree lighting and she wasn't excited when it got lit up. Like he was excited.
Yeah. She's like, "Oh, I'm just like not cool with my family right now." She's like, "Why? Because they're not here." I'm like, Douglas,
Right.
let's think for 2 seconds. And
If you're
so
capable.
and then Angela seems to make an analogy out of nonsense about counting Christmas lights.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Douglas is like, you know what I do when I want to count Christmas lights? I go to the other side of the tree.
Oh yeah. He's like, I always count the lights on the Christmas tree, and I could never count all of them from one side. So I have to go to the other side to count the rest. And she's just like, oh my gosh, a nugget of wisdom.
She was like, that was so deep. What you're saying is I need to get my family. I need to see my family from a different point of view. And I'm like, no, that's literally not what he was saying.
He's literally just saying he moves around the tree when he counts them.
And so she's like, I'll be right back. And she leaves the snow globe and goes to confront her family and finds them in her apartment. And
And
then
they're shocked to see her there.
they're shocked to see her in her apartment. They're like, what are you doing here?
Right. And they're like, didn't you check her bedroom? And they're like, no.
No. And then so her mother forces her to sit down and eat dinner with them. And then she invited Eddie over for dinner as well, which makes Angela upset. And so she goes into the kitchen to confront her mother and loudly she confronts her.
I love how before she starts talking to her mom, she like pulls the partition for her kitchen.
Yeah.
But then like when they exit the kitchen, you just notice that like it's one big open space. So why did she pull the partition?
Seemingly to try to drown out some of the noise, but it did not work.
It did not work.
So poor Eddie is just sitting there with people he doesn't know.
Mm-hmm.
And in the background, you could
and
just
his
hear
landlord.
And his landlord. And in the background, you could just hear Angela be like, I don't want him here. And he stays for some reason.
Yeah, he stays. Why?
And then when they finally do sit down and eat, her family starts grilling Angela about why she doesn't have a boyfriend. Starts grilling Eddie about what he does, if he has anyone in his life. And I'm like, come on, people.
And how they can fit a family in a studio apartment.
And
I'm
then,
assuming, because it's New York City, I'm assuming the studio apartment is like, I don't know, 500 square feet.
The size of my room.
Right. It's basically a dorm room at that point.
And then so meanwhile, back inside of the snow globe, Douglas is like waiting for Angela to come back because she said
he's still in the same spot she left him in, just because she said to wait for her.
She said, I'll be right back. And he took that as she'll be back in a couple of minutes.
Right.
And then so back in the real world, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Angela, her family, and Eddie are having a good time. They're playing Jenga. And
which
then
she clearly like lost on purpose. Because the way she picked up that piece, she literally just went up. She didn't even go out. She went up.
And so Angela and Eddie are starting to flirt when Douglas comes out of the snow globe looking for her.
How he was ever able to find his way out, I have no idea.
Who knows? Her entire family is very confused as to, one, how that man was in her room that entire time, and two, that she has a boyfriend. The entire time, Eddie is still in the room.
Yes.
Very
just
confused.
Sitting at the dining table.
Well, everyone's like, who is this? And then so she gets everyone to leave somehow.
Yeah, I think she just like forces them all out.
Mm-hmm. And then Eddie like snuck out.
Oh yeah, he did.
And then Angela takes Douglas for a tour of New York.
Which they don't even go to like iconic locations in New York.
They probably couldn't afford to.
Okay, true.
They because they literally give us like little like stop thing. What are they called? Where they just show a scene of something instead of actually filming there.
I don't know.
I know nothing about film jargon.
Yeah.
So they like show.
It's a lot of like walking in the street.
Mm-hmm.
And like the camera just like panning around.
Yeah.
But like it's just like street life, and that's it. And like a hot dog stand that they stop at.
Like they show, what's it called? They show Times Square, but they don't actually go to Times Square.
Yeah, they're just in a cab going by.
And then they show like random Christmas lights for like no reason.
Yeah. And then they always show their reaction to what they're looking at. Not actually what they're looking at.
Like they showed Times Square, and then Douglas was like, the lights.
Yeah.
And then they eventually make their way to a mall,
Hmm.
which did not look like a mall in New York City.
It did not.
It looked like that mall we went to in Washington, D.C.
It really did though, because of the whole like escalator on multiple levels type of thing.
Yeah. And then while at the mall, they run into Claire, and Angela introduces Douglas to Claire, and Claire immediately goes to buy a snow globe.
Right, right.
And then while they're walking around the mall, Douglas notices a Christmas tree with decorative presents.
Oh yeah.
And
This whole
then he
scene.
tries to steal one and gets kicked out of the mall.
Yeah.
Like, this is an extended scene. Like, this is like a
Yeah.
2-minute scene.
Yeah. It's extensive. Like he runs into the mall cop, and then there's this whole chase scene, and then
Yeah.
it's like he steals the present and the cop puts it back, and then Douglas comes back and takes it, and I'm just sitting there like, okay, all right.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. And then so when they get back to Angela's apartment, this was also very funny. Angela tries to seduce Douglas, but when she gets out of the bathroom, he's asleep because
I
she
love.
told him that it was time for bed.
Also, I love that like the ABC Family version of like seducing a man is putting on silky pajamas.
Silky pajamas, yes. Like she wasn't wearing a negligee. She was just wearing like silky pajama pants.
And like a silky tank top.
Yeah.
Literally, that's it.
And then so the next morning, Angela has to go to work. And she knows she can't leave Douglas alone because he will probably burn the entire building to the ground.
He will definitely burn it all down.
And so, does she ask her father to watch Douglas? No. She goes next door to Eddie and asks Eddie to watch after Douglas. And he actually does it.
And he actually does it.
Eddie is way too nice.
Eddie is way too nice. And Eddie doesn't just like keep him in his apartment.
He
He
takes
goes
him to the
out with
zoo.
Douglas. Like he pays for a ticket to the zoo for Douglas.
He takes him to the zoo, which I guess in New York City can't be cheap.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then while at the zoo, he tries to understand what Angela sees in Douglas because Douglas is a walking 6-foot tall baby. Like,
really,
he's very confused every time Douglas opens his mouth.
it's like, how did he get Angela and I didn't?
And so it's though back inside of the snow globe. Marie is wondering where Douglas is because all the snow is piling up and no one's there to plow it.
Oh wow.
And so after Angela gets off of work, she goes looking for Douglas at Eddie's bar and finds that her sister picked him up. And before she leaves, Eddie makes her a drink of eggnog and cinnamon schnapps. She's like, "This is great." And then
That's amazing.
they have this heartfelt moment where he explains to her that a perfect Christmas is a Christmas that you make with the ones you love.
Oh.
While waiting for Angela in her apartment, Douglas sees Marie come out of Angela's bedroom because she also left the snow globe. And then this is like a continuity error, and I love it. Angela gets home and she's like tipsy, like she's like
Oh yeah.
not able to stand up straight.
Mm-mm.
And then when her sister opens up the apartment door right before her and Eddie kiss, all of a sudden she's stone cold sober. Like, it's very weird.
Oh yeah, because she goes from singing Christmas songs very loudly and not being able to walk to immediately being super coherent the moment the door opens.
And what did Eddie put in that drink? Because she only had that one drink.
Yeah. No, well, she had two. Like he made her like the shot, and then he poured her something else.
Well, then I'm gonna have to have a discussion with Eddie. What did you put in that drink, sir?
I need that recipe.
And so Angela tries to explain what's happening to Marie, and that Marie and Douglas belong together. And Marie gets upset when Angela tries to put them back inside of the snow globe.
I know Marie, like Angela drags Marie back into her room, into the snow globe, and she's like, "How can I compete with you when you have this?" And she shows her clock radio, and I'm like, "Girl."
Yeah, she's like, "You mean my clock radio?" She's like, "It's a radio too."
She like, she's so she. It's not just because that Angela can like think more than Marie can. It's the fact that she has a clock radio, and she's more eligible to be with Douglas.
And so Angela's like, "These two need to go." And so she picks up the snow globe, turns the key, and tells them to look into it.
Mm-hmm.
And they are looking into it.
Yeah, they are looking at it, and she's
but,
not. By the way, she's
yeah,
looking at Douglas and Marie.
But something goes wrong, and Angela ends up inside of the snow globe. And since she was holding it, when she gets transported inside, she drops it.
Mm-hmm.
And so a frustrated Angela goes around the village trying to ask people for help, to no avail.
Yeah, because the snow globe is broken now. Like that
But
CGI of like the cogs in the spring coming out of the snow globe.
it's
So bad.
It's very cheap, but
Like
it's
I
a
get that
Christmas
it's
movie.
07 and it's an ABC Family movie, but that was bad.
And so while Angela is trying to get out of the snow globe because she's trapped in it now, Douglas, Marie, and Eddie go play charades with her family. Actually, no, Eddie does not. Eddie stays
Eddie
and
does not.
tries to open it.
Mm-hmm.
And then so
Also, why the family didn't just like stop Douglas from playing charades?
yeah, because he kept doing Christmas tree or something like that.
Yeah, he kept doing Christmas tree.
And they were like, "You need to do something else."
He has one brain cell. He can't do anything else.
But like there's other Christmas things he could have done.
I know, but it's Douglas. Like Marie could have done better.
Marie has, I would say Douglas has the intelligence of like a 5-year-old.
Yeah.
And like Marie has the intelligence of like a 12-year-old.
Yeah. She can do a little bit more thinking than he can. She can
a little, like she's stretching her brain cells, but she can do it.
It's really taxing to think a lot, but she does it.
And so a very frustrated Angela has a heart-to-heart with who I'm guessing is Douglas's mom, Joy.
Yes.
She seems
the
like
inn, she like keeps the inn. I don't know. Maybe Douglas's mom.
She's the innkeeper, even though they don't ever have any guests. So why do they have an inn? But whatever.
Oh, you're
right. And so she tells her how much she misses her family. Then the postal carrier from the beginning of the movie shows up and gives Angela a snow globe with her house inside of it.
Yes.
And Joy tells Angela to go find her perfect Christmas. And she goes home. And she kisses Eddie right before Eddie was about to smash the snow globe to pieces. Like, I don't know how he thought that would have helped.
I don't know. But I love how like he was like after this he actually fixes it with Angela. Like why didn't he just fix it when she was in it?
Obviously Angela is the only person in this movie who thinks. So
true.
And even her thinking is a little wonky at times.
Yeah, it's a little flawed.
And so Eddie and Angela go downstairs and join everyone for Christmas dinner. Mm-hmm. And she's sad to find that her mother made Christmas goose I'm so sorry. This is so funny. But is delighted when her mother tells her that the Christmas lasagna is the stuffing. And they literally show lasagna stuffed
Yeah.
inside of a goose.
They literally show like the noodles out and like the red sauce, red and green sauce. I'm like, oh.
And everyone's like, yum. And
it, I don't know
it
how they
was
ate that,
screaming
but
stomachache to me,
it
but
really
okay.
was.
And so what I'm guessing is the next day, Eddie and Angela fix the snow globe. They add new things to the village.
Mhm.
And they send Douglas and Marie back home. And then when they get back, oh my gosh, Marie says that she wants to go to the bakery to make out with Douglas.
The empty bakery so they can make out in private.
Yeah. Yeah, they when they first get there, she kisses him.
Mhm.
And then she's like, let's go to the bakery. And he's like, why? The bakery is empty. And she's like, exactly. And then he still doesn't really get it.
He
But
doesn't get it. He's just happy to tag along.
yeah, he's like, okay, whatever.
Let's go.
And then the movie jumps forward a year,
Mhm.
and Eddie and Angela are now living together, literally
Right across the
right
alley.
across the alley from her mother. Angela really needs to get away from her family.
She really does. She should have picked like the street that's like maybe down a little bit, like some
Or in a whole
space
new building
or
because
a
it's
whole
not
new.
healthy to be this close to your family.
It really isn't. Y'all need your own space. Like they make it seem like she moved like out of the country.
Yeah. Her mother was so scared that she wasn't going to see her for Christmas dinner. I'm
Right.
like, just open your window.
Just open your window.
And then so Angela goes to work and we find out that she opened a Christmas shop.
Yeah, she
Yay!
found her dream ambition.
Which is not a sound business venture, but that's the business major coming out of me. A Christmas shop, don't do that.
It's very niche.
It's very niche. And a Christmas shop in New York City is probably a dime a dozen. Like, come on.
Yeah. Yeah. She could have done like a seasonal one or
Yeah, she could have did
open.
a seasonal shop. She has
Yeah.
different season. Yeah.
Yeah. Come on now. You can do Christmas, then Valentine's. Come on now.
Yeah. It
Make it
could
make sense.
it could have been cute, but it wasn't. And
Mm.
so that's the end of the movie.
Yeah.
So I have one simple question for you, Kelly.
Yeah.
Is this movie iconic?
I'm gonna give it a no.
Same.
Like I love Christina Milian, but this movie,
Was not it.
it was not it.
It was like a Hallmark or a Lifetime movie with like a slightly bigger budget.
Yeah, really. And like this movie tried to be like more subtle with it's like, oh, the Christmas magic. I'm like Hallmark Christmas movies where you just know.
Yeah.
You know from the get-go what's gonna happen. Like this one had like a little bit more, but like not enough.
No.
Not enough.
It simultaneously was trying to have magic and not have magic. And I was like,
Yeah. Like pick a side.
pick a side, please.
Either it's Christmas magic or it's not.
Okay. Are you ready for the movie facts?
Yes.
There weren't that many, but I got some good ones.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm surprised you found any.
This first one kind of sucks. This movie was filmed in Springbank and Calgary, Alberta, Canada.
I think like aren't all like Christmas movies filmed in Canada?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It had a budget of $5 million.
Really?
I know. I was shocked. I was like, wow, that's a lot of money for 2007 Christmas movies.
That's a lot. I feel like they could have done a lot more.
They could have done more. They could have probably actually filmed in Times Square.
Really though.
The film's signature drink, the Christmas tree on fire, remember? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
made by Eddie, has become a holiday staple for fans of the film.
What?
If you don't remember what I said, it's a mixture of eggnog and either cinnamon schnapps That's one version.
Yeah.
Or you can do cherry brandy, which sounds gross,
Yeah, the
but
cherry does not sound good
no,
with
I
the
would do
eggnog.
I would do the original version.
Yeah. Wow, hardcore fans have
Hardcore fans.
keep the drink alive.
Okay, this one wasn't really a fact that I like found anywhere. It's something I realized.
Oh.
So there's a movie called A Snow Globe Christmas, which
Mhm.
is pretty much the exact same plot, and Christina Milian is also in it. But and these movies are not related.
What?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I'm so
Because
dead.
I knew she was in another Snow Globe movie. And I was like, did they make two of them? No, it's an entirely different movie with pretty much the same plot.
I am so dead. Oh my gosh, yes, she is in it. Ah! Wow. A Snow Globe Christmas came out in 2013.
I didn't know it came out that recently, but wow.
Oh
Talk
my
about being
gosh.
typecast.
It's not even for like a type of character, it's for the movie title.
The same movie.
Oh my goodness.
She also has another
Girl.
Christmas ABC Family Christmas movie. I don't remember what it's about, but I feel like Chad Michael Murray is in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I feel like Chad. I'll have to look it up. Let me look it up. Please hold. I'll probably put in elevator music now.
So, Snow Globe has a 53% on Rotten Tomatoes.
That
But
high?
yeah, a Snow Globe Christmas doesn't even have a rating on Rotten Tomatoes. It has an audience score, but that's about it.
Oh my gosh, I was right.
What?
The other ABC Family Christmas movie she's in. It's called Christmas Cupid.
Oh my
She's
goodness.
in it. Chad Michael Murray is in it. Ashley Benson from Pretty Little Liars is in it. Jack A. Harris from Sister Sister is in it.
Oh my gosh.
This is a cast.
This is a cast.
It's probably terrible because the Rotten Tomato score is 35%. And if it's worse than Snow Globe, I don't think I'll be able to watch it.
Yeah, we're not going to be able to do it. But I mean, we did do Cool World. If we can get through Cool World
And Ginger Dead Man.
and Ginger Dead Man, we can probably get through
Anything.
anything really. But there's a thing with like Christmas movies.
Oh
Like
yeah,
some of these
I
Christmas movies they're just too bad.
yeah, I had to stop watching this Christmas movie last night with Mario Lopez in it because it was so bad. It's called Feliz Navidad.
Oh my gosh.
It premiered last night on Lifetime. It was terrible. I think I watched like 40 minutes of it, if that.
Mm-hmm.
It was
That
bad.
and that was me with the Princess Switch last year. When
Oh, I watched like 10 minutes of that
yeah,
movie.
I couldn't get past it. I was like, oh no, this is not it. And then Netflix comes out with another one.
A sequel. If you guys want us to watch that movie,
Yeah.
like I can force myself to watch anything.
If you want the commentary, we'll give it to you. But we will not do it of our own free will. You have
No,
to
I
tell us
will.
to do it.
I most definitely will not pick that. I won't pick that movie on my own free will or any Nicolas Cage movie. Like,
You know what? In January, I'm gonna make you watch like what's the treasure one?
not. Oh, I'll watch National Treasure.
National Treasure or the one with oh my gosh, what is it called? It's by San Francisco. Um he did a movie with like San Francisco in it, and like it's one of those like thriller kind of like
I have no idea.
action movies.
Oh my gosh, I literally know what you're talking about. Are you talking about The Rock?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I just watched that like a couple of months ago. It was bad.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I'm dead.
Okay, let's get into our recommendations.
Yes.
What are your recommendations for this week, Kelly?
So my recommendation is a French drama that's based on a real life event. It's called The Bonfire of Destiny. It's 8 episodes, really short, but it's really good. I'm like on episode 6 and it's so good. Also, I want to recommend a Christmas movie.
Okay.
It's also on Netflix. It's called Klaus. If you haven't watched it yet,
I haven't.
do it. It's so good. Made me cry a little
I
bit.
think the Princess Switch like turned me off from Netflix Christmas movies.
Well, it's an animated like kids movie.
Because apparently, what's that movie with Kurt Russell in it? Apparently, that's a good Christmas movie, but where he plays like Santa Claus or something like that. Apparently, that's a good one, but like I can't bring myself to watch it. Like the Princess Switch.
Oh, the Christmas Chronicles.
Yeah, because
Yeah, I didn't watch it.
The Princess Switch like turned me off so badly to Netflix Christmas movies.
And like it looks really like overdone, you know?
Yeah. I also heard Jingle Jangle, which just came out this year. It's a good Christmas movie. But the title is so ridiculous. I don't know.
I know. I think I watched the trailer for that and it actually looked good, but also Dash and Lily. That's like a Christmassy kind of thing.
Have you watched it?
No, but the trailer looked good.
Oh.
But maybe that's the only thing that's good about it. I don't know.
Haven't seen it. Yeah, we'll see.
Also, Operation Christmas Drop with what's her name from Vampire Diaries?
Oh, Bonnie? I can't remember her real name.
Either. That looks good.
I'm still mad at what they did to Bonnie.
Same.
But that's a discussion for my next podcast. So, my recommendations, my first one is Megan Thee Stallion's album, Good News.
Hello.
It's very good. Do not listen to it around your parents.
Do not. Even if you're super chill with your parents.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah,
don't matter.
Do that. I'm 23 years old and I will not be listening to this album near my mother.
Nope.
And then my wholesome recommendation is JoJo's Christmas album, December Baby.
Yeah.
We love a woman who gives us consistently good music.
Yes, we do.
So everyone
We've been standing since the beginning.
Since the beginning of time.
We love her.
I've been there since Baby It's You. Let's
go. I have the first album that she will never get back that she had to redo. I have it downstairs. That was my album.
Love her.
Love her.
Well, thank you.
If y'all don't know about her, go check her out, please.
Please.
She needs all the love.
All the love and money.
She's so underrated. Like, it's ridiculous. It makes me mad sometimes.
I'm pretty sure this
also, if you've seen JoJo before, she was in
Aquamarine.
Aquamarine.
RV?
RV, yes.
I don't think I've actually seen that movie.
I think I did. It's just been a long time. And wasn't she in GBF? Or am I mixing that up?
She was in GBF.
Okay, I didn't watch that one.
I did.
Oh, was it good?
We need to watch that. It's so bad.
Oh no, okay.
I think the girl who plays Luna in Harry Potter is in that movie.
No way. Oh, she is. That's a downgrade for her.
Oh, poor thing. And she plays like a bigot in the movie.
Oh no. Okay, we'll do that.
Yeah, we'll
watch that soon.
Do you want to know who JoJo plays?
Ooh.
She plays, if I can remember correct, I watched this movie years ago. She plays the like president of the Gay Straight Student Alliance or whatever, and no one in that group is gay. It's just full of straight people.
Oh no. We have to watch it then.
We have to watch it.
Ooh.
I will be drinking though.
This GBF got an 80% of Rotten Tomatoes.
Stop lying.
I am not lying to you. I am so not lying to you. I don't know if you can see that.
Oh my god. How many ratings does it have though? Like 3?
No. I cannot.
Okay, we'll discuss this later.
Yes.
We're like an hour into this. Well, if you are listening, thank you.
If you're still here.
Follow us on our social media. We have a Twitter and Instagram. They're both at SYTYI Podcast. Don't forget to send us your movie stories or any questions you have for us, or email sytyipodcast@gmail.com. Also, share us with your family and your friends.
Yeah.
It's the holiday season now, so like, give to us.
Yes.
Give us a good review on Apple
that
Podcasts.
can be your present, because we give you presents all year.
Mm-hmm.
This podcast was your present. You're welcome.
Yes. And also, this is after Thanksgiving, but like, hopefully you didn't go anywhere for Thanksgiving.
Yes. Hopefully you stayed safe.
Because we are still in a pandemic.
Yes.
A lot of people like to forget that. Like, whatever political beliefs you have, I don't care, but like, a
Wear your damn mask.
A mask is not a political thing.
It really isn't.
When the corona jumps into your lungs, that won't be political, will it?
It will not. It doesn't check everyone's political status, and then it's like, oh, I can't infect.
It goes online, Kelly. It looks at everyone's political status. It's like, oh my goodness, this person's a libertarian. Gotta get me one of them. Jumps into their bloodstream.
It's like, today I'm looking for
a Democrat now. Tasty.
Yum.
I've had too many Democrats. Let's get an independent.
Independents hit different.
So yeah, please wear your mask, wash your mask.
Yes.
Wash your hands. And I think we're getting closer to when the vaccine is coming out. Don't be afraid of vaccines, people.
Oh yeah.
Get that freaking vaccine. I will, especially if it's free.
Oh yeah, huh?
So yeah, if you're really scared, go to a rich area to get it. But yeah, that's all we have for this week. Thank you for listening.
Yeah.
And stay iconic.
Stay iconic.
Adios.
Bye.